Hello. Welcome.
Oh yeah, Coco Miguel.
Hey.
Sapri e Pegito. Ang service ka pa maldo.
Si panivian, si queso.
So we piti me kakaigo. Sauve se sauve. Tokwe se palpe juve. Kana we di shoje boda inwe. Somewhere do me someday. Oh yeah. Power boni boko say. Mon créant pas prendre Power la clé quand un soleil.
Wazeni's away.
Mama for today.
Oh yeah. Coco Miguel. Hey y'all. Come in and share the live.
Sinima ko inima kwel.
Même bête, même poil.
Mettez si vous bouchez bien.
Parce que
C'est pas tous les jours
qui
qui
Noël.
Bouche femme c'est pour manger.
Zaka fait yo, come on in.
Si la manière va la volonté. Même passion bonne pour pencher. Oh yeah. Power boni bon conseil.
Zaka fait.
Mon crayon pas prendre sommeil. Power la clé quand un soleil.
Wazeni's away. Mama for today. Share the live, y'all. Let's do a mental health check-in. Where? Yes, I, y'all. Yes, I. Yes, I. Zo, money put tea way. Mwen money put tea way glasses, mwen. Money put tea way glasses la, bon tea. Saka fet, my people. Saka fet. Happy Monday. Ture, can you get my charger for me, please?
Which one?
In the room, my computer charger. Yo, how's it going? How are you tonight? How was your day? How was your weekend? Hi, Alvin. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm Dr. Triffy. I'm a psychologist in Atlanta, Georgia, but I am from Dominica in the Caribbean. And no, we are not Dominican Republic. We're a completely different country. Okay? We do not speak Spanish. We speak English and French Creole. All right? So yeah, I want to check in with you guys about Kernisha tonight. And I guess I need to ask you if you're feeling safe in Dominica. I need to ask how safe you guys are feeling, because I learned this morning. Thank you, son. This morning I learned that somebody else was murdered. I'm not sure what that's about. I really, you all need to help me figure that out. I think you all need to help me figure that out. So come in and share the live. I am charging my computer. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Is it me that just, I'm just naive, or I was boasting too much about Dominica? Y'all think we boast too much about Dominica? You think that's what it is? How's your mental health doing with all of this stuff? All of this stuff. It feels like it's every day. Feels like it's every day. Somebody else is gone from really what is violent crime. Violent crime. I don't know what's happening, so you all have to help me out. I think I want to talk about the murder stuff. Like, what's at the root of that stuff? How can we fix it? Because every problem has a solution. So really, What are we doing to fix it? How we need to approach it to fix it? What have we thought about? What we can think about to fix it? Because I don't know. Are you feeling safe? I don't know if the kids are feeling safe. I worry about children because children cannot really reason well and they just pick up all the emotions in the environment. So I don't know. But I want to share a video with you tonight that I saw. It's not my video, of course. It's a video pertaining to Kernisha that I found or I came across in a group. And I wanted to also check in with you to hear how you all are feeling. I know that we can be too short to flam. We've been known for that. But I think this is different. I think it's just very, it's overwhelming to keep a thing like that that's so heavy on your brain and on your mind, like for a long stretch. And we've been doing it for a long stretch. So what the brain does is the brain is like, yo, this is too much for me. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep. So, don't feel too bad if it seems as if you're too short to flam. Too short to flam just means your brain gets overwhelmed with a lot of feelings. And it's like, all right, if I have to just stay in that high state, it's just not going to be good for me. Your brain's job is to protect you, really to keep you alive. So if you had to carry that much stress all day long, you'd get sick. And that's not good for anybody. So it's a good thing, really. The flam part, too short part, too flam part, it's not weird. Doesn't mean you're wicked. I don't think Dominicans, we're not wicked, we're not bad. I think we can be very practical. I think we can be very practical, and maybe that's a gentler way to consider it than to say we are too show, too flam in a negative way. So yeah, so I want to share that video of Kernisha, of the house of the caregivers that someone showed online. And I'm going to pull it up for you in a sec. I think it was interesting to me. I wanted to watch it. I'm not sure how many people saw it yet. I wanted to watch it with some of you guys to see what your thoughts are, because it's there were some differences, I suppose one could say, with what we had heard, or maybe the video gives more clarity. Maybe the video gives more clarity. So I'm going to start playing it.
That's the house. But it's certainly not the house. It's on the house. Inside the house as the living room. This was the child bed. Right there. This is the husband bed. This is the area. Room. Toilet. And that's where the blind man was sleeping. The explanation of the house.
And that's all that's in the clip. So, yeah, I felt a little bit confused. I felt a little bit confused. What did you see in the video that confused you? I felt a little bit confused by the positioning of Kanisha's bed. I I thought it was I thought the house was more than one room, or at least I thought she had her own room. So I felt surprised to see, like I was surprised to see that it seemed anyway like it was like one big room, and her bed was on one side of the room, and the parents' bed was like in the same room. I don't know if that's what you saw. I don't know if that's what you saw. Yeah. I don't I don't know if that's what you saw. Have you guys found out anything different? I I was surprised that I was surprised that she seemed to be in the same room. And from the description, it sounded like, initially anyway, it sounded as if she was in her own room. Like the gentleman said, well, she ate her food. She ate her food. We made our little food, and then she went into her room, and then the camera was moving too fast. I'm gonna play it again and slow it down. I'm gonna slow it down.
That's the house.
So this is the house, the gentleman says. I guess that's going towards the back of the
There's
house.
something of the house.
Oh, rooster crowing here. That's the back of the house.
Something of the house.
Seems like it's mostly galvanized, at least on that side. So this looks to be the living room.
Inside the house, that's the living room.
This is the living room area. Okay, so this appears to be where the parents sleep. And this is where she sleeps.
That's supposed to be a child bed.
You heard that? He said that's the child's bed here.
Right there. That is the
And that's the parents' bed.
husband bed. Is the area. Bathroom, toilet,
This is a bathroom and toilet.
and that's where the blind man
Okay, so that to the right is where the blind man, he says, slept.
was sleeping.
So I suppose the blind man is the caregiver mother's dad. I was surprised by that too because I didn't realize that there was somebody else in the house. It sounded from the first report that it was just the caregiver father and Kanisha in the house.
There's condition of the house.
Yep, he says that's the condition of the house. And this is the kitchen. Hmm. I felt confused. I think I felt more confused. So there were four people, Nona, it seems like, in this space. It seems like there were four people. There was the caregiver pastor and the wife, Kanisha, and the wife's father, who is reported to be blind, and looks like the four of them stayed there together. Yeah, I still feel confused. Um, I still feel confused. I mean, was it an oversight that you just he didn't talk long, so he didn't say that there was somebody else there, or what their reaction was, or what kitchen, like ugh, I it's just a very confusing thing, and it's a very confusing thing. I think that's going to stay with us for a long time. I know that there are a few individual people who've told me that they're continuing to search. All we can do is hope and pray. I've seen some theories out there that she's really alive. She's Other people have her. There is a law in science that is the law of Occam's razor, which is the easiest definition, or the simplest definition is the one that is the one you should go with. Meaning, at this point, what the person said happened, that's what happened. But that doesn't always hold. Of course, that doesn't always hold. Yeah. All I can do with you all is to pray for truth to be revealed in this issue. I wonder too, like many people, not that poverty is not a thing. A lot of our people in Dominica, we don't have a lot of money. A lot of people don't have a lot of money. And I also found out that maybe part of that religious group's belief is that you're to live in poverty. Um, I have so many problems with that. So many problems with that idea of people allowing other people to come and tell them how to how to serve God. All of us, we're mostly Christian country, and we can read for ourselves. I don't know that any human being needs anybody outside of them to explain to them the Bible. And people come up with the weirdest doctrine about how to live. I have a big problem with foreign people coming into Dominica and using God to get people to do weird things. I saw I guess a parsonage that's attached to the church that seemed like it wasn't highty tighty, but it might have been at least a little more usual or regular than this. And I think many people, there's something called spiritual abuse, and a lot of people leave these United States and they go around the world. They go around the world, very often not to countries where people look like them, but countries where people look a little browner, and they try to tell them what their relationship with God ought to look like. And sometimes it looks like that, where that relationship looks like poverty and rules, and you mustn't do this and you mustn't do that, and this is horrible, and and I just want to say, just be cautious. We love God, but what we grew up with wasn't that bad. What we grew up wasn't it wasn't that bad, you know. So, like, watch it when people start using religion to get you to change your life. Change your life. You're right, Nona. The world is abundant. When a mango tree bears, you see how many mangoes. When it's mango season, do you all see how many mangoes just fall on the ground? Mangoes. You have mangoes in the drains, they rot because nature and life is very abundant, very abundant. Coconut trees. If you have a coconut tree farm, the number of coconuts, because nature is very abundant. So when you see people, human beings coming to you with stuff that looks opposite to nature, you have to ask yourself a question, Kimmy, you have to test the spirits. That's what it is. You have to check it out for yourself. Does it line up with what makes sense? Common sense. This Bible that they're using to tell you, oh, you have to live in poverty. That same Bible says, I came for you to have abundant life. So you're listening to somebody else's interpretation of something that's written in English that you yourself can read for yourself. Like, do you not trust yourself and your own thoughts and your own understanding? Yeah, nature reflects God's essence, and that's us too. So he wants us to be more abundant. There's a difference between being a greedy, piggish person that's just abusing other people for financial gain. That's different. But God gave us gifts and talents and energy to work and create. And I question any energy that brings me lower. I question any energy that brings me lower, leaves me sadder, leaves me in lack. I question any theology that's what it's telling me to do somehow for me to get to heaven. I question it, you know? I question it. I don't think it's necessary. Hi, David. How are you? You're on the job. You tuned into the live. Very nice. I just wanted to check in on you guys. I am doing well. I'm doing well. I think things are evening out for many people to where they're not feeling as anxious about Kernisha as they did in the beginning. And that is very normal because your brain cannot afford to stay in that state of high alert for just endless days like that. So it finds a way, it finds somewhere to put the information so that you can move forward. You can keep moving through in life. It's like going through anything. It's like losing your parent, losing your wife, your husband, your fiance, your child. That's just what the brain does. Um, but I want you all to still keep checking on yourselves. Some of us, your sleep might still be impacted. Your um, anxiety level might still be a little high. Just try your best to take care of yourself and find ways, like I've said before, to stay engaged or to change the energy of the sadness and the anxiety and the helplessness to something beautiful and positive. Like Kimmy, I love your music, Kimmy. I see you singing and transmuting some of that pain energy into some love and high vibration. Hey, Nona, how are you taking care of your mental health today? Yeah, I've been walking and doing my music myself, listening to music, meditating, working hard. Work is a good thing for me so I can stay busy and on point. I realized that there was number 13 murder in Dominica yesterday. And yeah, that worries me. That worries me. How about you? I mean, I don't know. I hear a lot of people say, well, what about? What about? What about? I don't think what about is a good argument for anything because just because you say what about and you're correct, that what about exists. But just because that what about over there exists, it doesn't take away what you are also going through. So I think we have to ask ourselves a question. Maybe our young men or something's happening with them. Something's happening with them that we need to pay attention to. You got yourself a glass of wine. Oh, I'm jealous, Nona. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Yeah. Yes, Sam. That what about is an argument that's a child's argument. The kid who the parent finds them maybe dipping their hand in the cookie jar, and they give him a pop on their hand, and the child says, well, why are you punishing me? What about Johnny did it yesterday. Johnny does it all the time. Doesn't mean that you didn't just try to steal from your mom. So that's a weak argument. It's very weak. It's very childish argument. It's like really a low level cognitive argument to say what about. Yeah. You how can you worry about what about over there? Are we comparing level of disaster? So I'm going to be a disaster because you are a disaster over here? That doesn't make much sense. Yeah, Janice, it's very much a cause for concern. I worry. I never had that worry about safety in Dominica. I've never had it, and I felt it. I felt it. I felt it this year, first time. First time. I know at least one person who said they're not going to go home, and they had plans, you know, and they're just not going to go. They're going to wait to see what happens, to see if this thing, you know, solves itself. Because at this rate, I hate that we're acting as if it has to solve itself. Problems, many problems that go away on their own. You know, there's some. I mean, if you have a carbuncle, after a while, whatever, the thing will disappear. But more often than not, if you ignore, you don't go to the doctor, right? You don't go to your doctor, you feel a little pain under your stomach, day in, day out, year in, year out. One of those days you're going to be hard, like stale bread on the bed because you didn't go to the doctor. You just ignored the problem. Again, that's a childish way to respond to a big problem. And this is a big problem. I think as soon as we acknowledge that it's a big problem, then we'll step up and really address it. But as long as we're in that, what about so and so? What about so and so? Yeah, we're stuck. We're still in denial. And change requires acknowledgement so you can move through the stages of change. Gabriel, you said if mankind was tuned to the universe, their hearts would be in a better state. Yeah. Woo. I don't know that many of us ever thought we would see it the way that hearts have gone cold. Many hearts seem like they've gone cold. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Yeah. And that's something, you do the best you can, observe it, do the best you can, and do what you know to do. You know to do. Do what you know to do. Good night, Beth. You don't even know where to start, so you'll just listen to me in silence. Say last. Yeah. I really wonder how people are really feeling on the inside because this stuff is coming rapidly. It's just back to back to back to back, like one a week. What is going on? What is going on? Good night, Glenda. How are you? The first step is acceptance. Seriously, the first step is to see, okay, this is a problem, as opposed to, no, it's not a problem. No, it's not a problem. No, it's going to go away. No, it's going to go away. It's not going away. Knock it off. Kimmy, you said nature is a great teacher, but we ignore her. Yeah, we like to think we can get away with it. And every time we try, we hurt. Every time we try to go against natural law, we hurt. But sometimes it takes us going around the sun. Like pain is one of the best teachers. But many of us, we need to feel the blows once, twice, three times. We got to take another turn around the sun, so to speak. So we shall see what we do with this. Meanwhile, I just want to Show up for these few minutes and say, please take care of yourself. Slow down. Dive into your self care, like really. And that's for the men too. Men have a way where they're like, oh, self care. Who takes care of the men? Men take care of everybody. Yeah, but you got to take care of yourselves too. You got to figure out what works for you to help you chill out. That is also good for you. Not necessarily a shot of whiskey, which a lot of men have learned. Yeah, that's going to chill me out. But if you're doing it every night, you know, you're putting a little too much pressure on your liver, maybe. So the men have to start thinking about self care, how they take care of themselves on purpose, you know, your quiet time, your solitude, your guy time, your man to man time. Yeah, all of us need to focus on taking care of our mental health better. Okay. Author Vanessa, you're having your Starbucks right now. I love it. Self care's got to be top priority. It's got to be top priority. Seriously. Okay? And Kimmy, you said we all need a mental health check. We need it. We need it. We need it. Your focus right now is self love and self preservation. That self preservation comes with seeing who to let in, who not to let in, who to cut out, who to release, who to like you get treated with a long spoon. Yeah, we got to learn how to do all of that. Okay? So yeah, I am not staying long tonight. I want to tell you a little. Have a lovely, lovely Monday night. Rest up, take care of yourselves and your family. That's right, Kimmy. Decide who gets access and how much access they get. Okay? All right. Peace, y'all. Take care.